Okay. After yesterday and the really cool Myriad Celestia trailer we got, now we've got this. I'm gonna leave subs on for this.
From ID's Elysium
Hey.
to Arkema, that innocent boy who
Please
once dreamed in
guest
the
be
golden
Memo
wheat fields
Cyrene in
is
her
now
actual
the
form, because
burden
come on, they're the
deliverer.
same, surely.
He takes up every dream, wish, and expectation, forging himself into whatever the world needs him to be.
Yeah, an emanator of destruction. Let's go.
Endless difficulties and
Aww,
endures
don't be
mounting agony.
rude.
He keeps running forward.
Did you have to
hoping
show us
write a
the
different
tree
ending
and
for
all?
this
Did you
world
have to?
He and his companions love so much. On this episode of Keeping Up with Star Rail, let's learn about the man currently bearing the expectations of Amphorius, the man considered the perfect hero.
I'm also hoping that they're going to do. Hey, oh god, okay, never mind, it's more cursed. Go away!
Oh, do you know something?
I'm actually visiting here in the hopes of gaining more profound
Like,
insights.
this thing being Owlbert just makes the most sense to me. I've assumed it for ages since we kind of discovered it, a scepter was involved. But this sucks still. Go away, Lygus. No lord. Arsehole.
I'm only here today as an ordinary and engaged citizen.
Really?
interested
No.
in public affairs.
Then let's hurry and look into this acclaimed hero.
And has kind of is doing the same sort of thing as what Screwlum does when he's a guest.
Titans and smart enough to win debates. Not only is
I
he
want to
skilled
know
in
what's on
all
that piece of
arts,
paper.
He's also kind, humble, and responsible.
Yeah, and
Truly
stealing
an
our bat.
impeccable young man.
Definitely respectful with that cocky little smile. Let's
Can I
go.
ask, are they all true?
They are indeed true, but there's no time to go into details. Let us focus.
Are you going
on
to
the main
iron
topic
out
of this
if he
episode.
becomes Iron
Please
Tomb or if he's ascending into a completely different? Because this is the thing.
When
The
Phainon uses his
assumption
basic
at
attack, he
present,
deals
the assumption at present is that Phainon is the one who's going to ascend into Iron Tomb. But Iron Tomb's been currently active for a duration of time while Amphorius has been going on, meaning they currently exist, and there's the mention of the shell of Iron Tomb. My assumption is that up until this point, quote-unquote Lygus, who is potentially Owlbert, or could be some other entity, but Owlbert would just make the most sense, is the emanator of destruction that is meant to be Iron Tomb, the one opposing erudition. And now there's a chance that Phainon could end up slaying him and taking over his position, which wouldn't entirely go against. It'd be interesting if emanators work the same way as Aeons, in the fact that as long as the Aeon itself accepts who's replacing them, that someone could technically become that emanator. Since we know that Harmony, the emanators kind of appear in any member of the family, they technically exist as concepts of their own. We know that in the case of Aeons themselves replacing each other, that the Order got absorbed into the Harmony as a result of their paths overlapping. We know there are 3 different ways to kill Aeons, but one of them is kind of partially disproven by the idea that multiple Aeons can kill an Aeon. They used propagation as an example, but propagation technically isn't dead, it's sealed away. Or at least that's the way that it's framed in the lightcone. So it's a weird one. It's kind of messy, because the final idea is that someone who better represents the path, like, Kafka never explained the third way that an Aeon could die, but the assumption has always kind of been that it's based on if someone represents the path and replaces them and becomes that Aeon by following their path and better representing it than they do. So if the same philosophy could apply to emanators, then we have a clear way that Iron Tomb could currently exist, but also end up a completely different entity by the end of this. And the kind of weird glitch effect in Myriad Celestia was my kind of kicker on Phainon being Iron Tomb, and the fact that the others mentioned the idea of ascending, because he's the only one who is undergoing that process. Lygus is not. Lygus is already what he probably is. And I've kind of just always assumed he was Iron Tomb, because look at Amphorius' tech.
Some core flames and deals physical damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets.
Your explanation is very clear, but I
Go away,
believe
Lygus.
Phainon has even greater potential.
I also
to
love
discern
seeing
crucial
Lygus's VA
information.
commenting on people
What a good
calling him
question.
ugly.
This is Phainon
The English
before he
VA.
completed all his trials, but once he's done, ooh, he can transform and awaken his true power.
The
Yes.
Chrysosaurus trials are never easy. Are there any key conditions he must fulfill for him to complete
You'd
his
know the answer.
transformation?
The key to Phainon's transformation is getting enough core flames. Apart from using his skill, he can also obtain one core flame when he becomes the target of a teammate or enemy's ability. Phainon can activate his ultimate as long as he has enough core flames. Take note,
Yes,
if the teammate
let's
uses an
go.
ability on him, Phainon's crit damage
It's
will
a fun,
increase for some
unique,
turns.
like, little
Now,
gauge there that
here's
makes
the
sense of the
real
story.
When Phainon
Yes.
he transforms and deploys a territory, causing all
He
teammates
who
to leave
bears the
field and
world
fighting
must
physical
burn. Let's go. Also, screw all of you, have my weakness. When he transforms, if it's an ally's turn, their turn will conclude and the target's buff effect will extend by a turn. Okay, so basically you can activate at any time, but my mindset would be basically get all your buffs out first and don't risk it.
in all enemies. After transforming, Phainon's own attack and max HP
Max
increase,
out
he
his
becomes immune to
stacks
all
first,
crowd-controlled
especially
debuffs.
considering
While
look at...
transformed, he has one enhanced
Do those count as extra turns then? Like, what do these count as? Like, you've got the numbers associated with each of the extra little movements he gets, but are they technically turns or something else? Because they're in
physical attack
turn
and two
order.
enhanced skills. But
Oh, it moves him
uses
around as
also
well.
while
His
transformed.
actions.
Phainon
Let's
may take
go.
multiple actions at a set speed, all of which
Set
are
speed.
considered extra
Okay,
turns.
extra turns.
When
Thank
Phainon
you.
transforms and then uses his enhanced basic attack or enhanced skill 1, he can obtain points of a special charge called Scourge. He
Fun.
consumes Scourge to use his enhanced skill 2. All his
Fun.
attacks while transformed restore his HP.
Die.
This boy will have a bright future as long as he
Ha.
receives guidance.
Coming from you is dodgy as all
The
hell.
new leader of the Chrysos Ares needs to have both brains and brawn.
that's one way to put it,
Phainon
alright,
uses his
man.
enhanced basic attack to obtain Scourge and deals physical damage
He's
to
gonna have
one
brawn,
designated enemy
alright.
and adjacent targets. Using his enhanced skill 1, Transform Phainon obtains the same amount of
I
Scourge
love
as
the
number
names
enemies on
of
the
some of
field
these,
and one stack
damn.
of Soul Scorch, while causing all enemies to immediately take action. While possessing Soul Scorch, Phainon takes less damage in every enemy action and increases Soul Scorch by 1 stack. While
Let's
enemies have
go.
taken action. Transform Phainon immediately counters to deal 1 instance of physical damage to enemies and some instances of extra damage to 1 random enemy.
Just random, just makes his sword so much
More
bigger
Soul
and
Scorch
just
Phainon has,
slash.
the higher
Yeah,
the
let's
counter
go.
multiplier. It'll spell Soul Scorch after countering.
Something I'm curious about, because look at the background, he has a territory. Can you use multiple characters who have territories and it work in a team comp?
Hearing you say
Because
that,
there's no
could
guarantee
you
in the
possibly
future they
have
will
a
add them to supports or
insight into
sustains.
how to destroy the world?
You seem far too happy about that,
Stop
man.
talking nonsense. Using his enhanced skill 2, Transform Phainon
Star
dispels
Death
all
Verdict,
debuffs on
let's
himself.
go.
He consumes Scourge and deals some instances of physical damage to 1 random enemy. The more Scourge consumed, the more instances of damage he'll deal. When a set amount of Scourge is consumed,
The
Transform
music
Phainon deals extra
associated
damage
with
distributed
seeing that
evenly
planet
among
come down,
all
I
enemies.
love that.
Transform Phainon
Oh,
will
look at
also
that
unleash a
effect.
final blow in his last extra turn.
Hey.
Ultimate damage evenly distributed among all
Also,
enemies.
if he dies,
After
it
the
doesn't
final
matter.
blow, Phainon ends his transformation and boosts his teammate's speed for 1 turn.
Should he continue to overcome his limits, he'll demonstrate even more endless possibilities on a bigger scale.
Yeah, we know that,
After
man.
unlocking a certain traits,
We
Phainon
know
will
that.
obtain some core flames
March
when
to
he enters
oblivion,
battle
let's
or
go.
ends his transformation. After unlocking a different trace, when
Biden
teammates provide him with
flames,
healing
okay.
or shields, Phainon damage increases for some turns. When they provide him with
Ooh.
energy regeneration effects via abilities,
Ooh.
Phainon gains some core
Shields
flames
in that
instead.
terminology
While
is very
exploring,
important.
Phainon's presence in the lineup increases the team's max technique points. Phainon's technique
Oh,
gives 2 points to
fucking
attack
hell.
all enemies within a
Alright,
set
man.
radius. After entering battle,
We go with
using his
that, let's
technique,
go.
Phainon gains some Scourge while regenerating some energy and recovering some skill points for his teammates. He also deals physical damage to all enemies at the start of every wave. His technique will immediately defeat
Okay,
all enemies
nice
without entering
terminology.
battle.
It doesn't trigger
In
if not.
summary, Phainon core mechanic is to gain enough core flames ASAP through various means, such as using his skill or becoming the ability
We
to
go
target
with
other
this.
units on the field. In order,
He's coming home anyway. Let's go.
Transform Phainon has many extra turns and has 1 enhanced basic attack and 2 enhanced skills. He can accumulate special scourge charge points by transforming.
Like, there's no debate on this. He is coming home. I've got enough pulls for it. He comes back to me. Finally playable Kevin. Let's go.
Launch a terrifying final hit before he ends his transformation.
How wonderful that such a powerful person walks among us.
You're the one who made it that way.
This city has faced many crises since the Black Tide overwhelmed Amphorius.
My interest is in the idea of, did he exist before this point and get brought here, or was he created alongside Amphorius? Because Amphorius seems to be a simulation, based on what we understand. Also, I see Sunday. Hi, Lurcher, okay, sure.
Additional core flames. A teammate then uses their skill on Phainon, and he again gets core flames. Phainon quickly accumulates many core flames by using his skill, taking enemy hits, and becoming
Advancing his action forward just seems stupid with him. So I can see both Sunday and Robin being valid for this team. I know that her ult technically doesn't target him, so she won't probably count towards his stack. But the advance forward and him using technique will. And then you can use other people's actions to target him.
Then, Transform Phainon uses Creation Bloodthorn Fairy to gain Scourge. At the right time, he uses
that music, hell yeah. Yeah, Herald the Destruction with that little hymn.
The enemy sends out a stronger team.
Oh yeah, you are screwed.
They are mere ants before Transform Phainon. Phainon uses Calamity's Soul Scorch Edict to gain as many Scourge points as there are enemies on the field and cause all enemy targets to attack. Then,
yeah, look how little damage it did. I know that they get reduced damage, but ha!
Damage scales with Soul Scorch. Using Foundation Star Death Verdict, Phainon consumes all the Scourge he's built up and deals a heavy hit. All the enemy's struggles are ultimately futile. Phainon rotates his 2 enhanced skills to rapidly build and consume Scourge.
My brain is just like, for me? He comes on my account. I love both him and me. Let's go.
Unleashes a final blow, and even the strongest enemy gets obliterated in this terrifying impact.
Like that glitch effect there. And the disintegration. Let's go.
You are very engaged.
That's one way to put it.
Sorry to disappoint, but this sapling graduated from the Grove ages ago. It's too late to develop him.
Oh, no. It's not too late.
Yeah, there it is.
Sir, what exactly is your job at Amphorius?
Only some unimportant behind the scenes.
Unimportant, my ass, alright? Oh, God.
Just an engaged citizen concerned about the future of the cosmos.
Yeah, that's all you are. Sure. Sure, man. This was a good seeing his kit. Let's go. The animations are so cool. Also, the thing that really messes me up, and it becomes clearer the more like high def the images are, but you can kind of see it even on like his model and stuff. His flesh is actually torn open where the gold shows. It's technically come off in layers. Damn. All right. But yeah, no, I'm thrilled about getting this guy home. Based on my understanding of his kit, the best sort of way to probably use him is gonna be Sunday, without a doubt, is one of his best supports, and them running Sunday again on the next version or when Phainon is running is rough as hell, and I feel bad for people. Robin, though, to me, even though she technically doesn't single target, she advances forward everyone else who can then target him. So my mindset is logically, she's probably going to be one of his best supports without directly feeding into his personal gimmick of getting core flames, because she'll enable other characters to do it. And she'll advance forward his own action, which also enables him to get core flames. So either way, to me, it comes across as a win. The terminology on his on one of his extra bonuses from his traces on including healing or shielding is important, because it means he can work with preservation effectively. And if we've come across, like, Aventurine should work with him, but if, for example, in the future they release a healer that's really, really good with single target, or a preservation unit who is also really good at single target, and either of which who provide buffs, they're going to be crazy for this boy. Absolutely crazy for him. So yeah, that'll be something to keep an eye on in the future. I currently don't have any good preservation units. Like, the only ones that I have are obviously March's 4-star variant and Japard. I have Japard. I have no usable shielder, really. And I have no reason to get one before any new characters potentially come out, because I'm saving for characters. I want to see if a March 5-star variant comes out after Phainon. I want to see Cyrene potentially come out after Phainon. After them, I'll maybe consider it. It really depends on my pull count. If anything comes along that is shield related, because I can see them always trying to support the mechanic. And the fact that it works with Phainon, there's a very real chance that his best sustain character could actually end up being preservation rather than being abundance, or remembrance. And if that's the case, it'd be very interesting to see what that character would do. But there's also the chance it could be abundance or remembrance and just have buffing capabilities, and I'm cool with that as well. We go with that. Best of luck to the rest of you on your polls. Hopefully you get him home as well. Take care.